Appendix to operations carried on at the pyramids of Giza in 1837, containing a survey by J. S. Pereiling, civil engineer, or the pyramids at Abroche, and to the southward, by Colonel Howard Weiss. In the other compartment the same monarch pours a libation on an altar, and offers burning incense to the Sphinx, which is here styled Ra or Hat in the solar mountain, and is said to grant power and victory to the Lord of the world, to Thothmes, the crown of crowns. The remaining 13 lines can scarcely be made out, but they begin as follows: in the first year, on the 19th day of Athyr, under the purity of Horus, the mighty bull, the establisher of diadems, the lord of the upper and lower hemispheres, established with dominion, like at Torn the golden hawk, the director of the years, the conqueror of the Libyans, the king, the sun, the preserver of worlds, the son of the sun, Thothmes, the diadem of diadems, the giver of life, of stability, and of power, like the sun forever. Any attempt to explain the rest of the inscription would require restoration of the text, which would be attended with great uncertainty, but it appears to record an act of adoration performed by the monarch to the Sphinx, to enumerate the benefits supposed to have been conferred by the idol, and also the following address of the Sphinx to the king: Am thy father, the god in the solar mountain Tor, and Athon. The inscription also declares that the king shall wear the 2 crowns, which compose the royal schent, and that he shall sit on the throne of Seb, the youngest of the gods. Ramesses the Great, Sesostris, supposed to have reigned 1355 BC, dressed in his robes, holds in his hand an emshoya, or censer, and a conical piece of bread, which he offers to a sphinx placed on a pedestal, which, like that in the tablet plate B, has the form of a doorway. The sphinx has the body of a lion, the headdress of a god, or of a monarch, and the features in Mr. Salt's drawing resemble those of Ramesses. Before the sphinx is an altar adorned with flowers, and behind the king is a royal standard, supported by a human head, and by 4 arms, 2 of which elevate the standard, and the others hold a kukufa scepter, and the feather of truth below the standard are the emblem of heaven, and the staff, which ends in a signet representing the orbit of the sun. Above the head of the king is Har of Hat, the Horus of Edfu, the celestial sun encircled by Urasi, which sustain the symbols of life, and the crowns of the upper and lower hemispheres, over which the sun presided. The inscriptions on the upper part contain the names and the titles of the monarch in question, and also those of the Sphinx. The monarch is styled the gracious god directed, the lord of the upper and of the lower world, the sun, the director of truth, approved of the sun, the lord of diadems, Ramesses, beloved of Maun, the giver of life, like the sun forever, Ha-Hat, the giver of life, of stability, and of power, a gift of incense and of libations, Ha-Re, of the 2 solar abodes, which refer to the Sphinx in the character of Ha. Phre, or of Horus, the sun, of life, of stability, and of power, with the following epithets: the giver of victory, and of magnanimity, like the sun continually. The inscriptions on the sides of the tablet are nearly alike, but that on the right is most perfect. They express Ha, the sun, the ruler of the upper and of the lower world; Aroaris, the victorious bull, the beloved of truth, the lord of the upper and of the lower worlds, the regulator of Egypt, the chastiser of nations, the hawk of gold. The tablet is imperfect, and the inscriptions were doubtless much longer. Before the king's Kartach the titles are the good god, the lord of the world. The 2 perpendicular lines before the first deity express the speech of Amaun, the great god, the lord of the 2 abodes, of the sun, of the upper and lower hemispheres, and of the region of Wabsh, or Etesbe, the white wall, the Memphite Acropolis, before Mant, who bears upon her heads the upper and lower part of the Schent, the Et, and Tcshr, the red and white crowns of Egypt, and the vulture-shaped headdress, Ize, the invocation of the Great Mother, the mistress of the land of Eslia, and of the region of the White Wall. Tumort succeeds the hawk-headed type of Khens, with an inscription containing the invocation of Khens, the son of Hor, or of Ida, the great god, the lord of the region of the White Wall. The characters on the architrave, and in the center of the cornice, refer to Hat, the good demon. The fact that the Theban triad presided over quarries excavated in the neighborhood of Memphis, proves that the monarch, whose name is erased,
must have belonged to the Diospolitan line, for the tutelary deities of Memphis were Ta, Meretu or Pasht, and Nor for Atum. The region mentioned in the text was either in Upper, or in Lower Egypt.